So me and Dr. Mike, the chicken doctor, standing in front of a big incubator. I've been thinking about incubating chicks on farm, and I want to know, where do I start with a good breeding stock, versus just getting something, haphazard from any of the breeders. Let's find out. I've heard the ideal that I can get some chickens in and start hatching my own chicks. It's this closed loose system, and we had another video where we talked about you have to bring in some new stock. But if I'm bringing in new stock, or if I'm starting up a flock that I want to grow, where do I find a good breeding line?
Yeah, so John, you're going to have to, and anyone else who wants to do this needs to contact what we call primary breeders, or if they're a local farm that is breeding for a certain breed, that has access to different males and females, different lines of them that are not closely related, because we talked about that inbreeding coefficient.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're selectively breeding, but they're also outcrossing, even though it's the same breed, they're outcrossing to a non-related male or female to maintain their breeding. And what commercial breeders, what the primary breeders do, is they'll start with like a great-grandparent stock.
Yeah.
And they'll have a great-grandparent line just for male line, and they only keep the males. And then there'll be a great-grandparent line of females, and they just keep the females. And every generation they breed a male from the male line, a female from the female line, and then they get new males and females, and then they do the next. So actually they end up coming down to what we call a parent stock, okay? And that parent stock is genetically selected, so the offspring you get are the perfect egg layers. What you're trying to do is build your own parent stock. So the way to do that is like the primary breeders. You have to get some really good generational stock and maintain one line for males, one line for females, selecting for the traits you want. That's why commercial breeders are out there, and most backyard people don't do it because they don't have facilities or the knowledge to do that.
Yeah, it sounds way more involved. I thought it would be, I order some chickens and then I can just start breeding them. And there's like everything else in farming. There's so much more homework to do if you want to do it right.
Yeah. So if you don't mind crossbreeding, when you do crossbreeding, you get something called hybrid vigor and heterosis effect, and you end up with pretty good crosses, and you can maintain some of that egg production, but now you don't have a pure strain anymore.
Wow. So you're a wealth of knowledge. Where can I go on the internet to find out more about chickens?
Well, you can go to our Yukon Poultry Pages website, and you can go to companies like Highline International, and they have management guides and information. They're one of the primary breeders out there. Hendricks, there's others. There's lots of good primary breeding companies out there. Just go on the internet and look for them.
Awesome. I'll put a lot of those links in the description for this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you like chickens as much as I do.
Very good. Thanks, John. Have a good one.